Pisces, this is your equilibrium horoscope. It's to find the center of gravity for yourself, and this is going to help with standing, setting. And how this is going to work is I'm going to pull 3 cards out of my tarot deck, and we're going to go through the cards and see what is causing this somewhat of a imbalance internally, which is affecting ultimately in your physical body your equilibrium. So your center of gravity can very much tell you what's going on internally that needs to be brought back into balance to some degree to help kind of help you with your posture, with your comfortability when you're setting, and ultimately find that balance with gravity. So once we kind of put this into practice and sustain this internal imbalance, we can feel the gravitational pull from the moon, and it won't feel as heavy, so to say. So Pisces, let's get started. And then at the end of this, I will go through my anatomical medicinal book here, and I'll choose a particular muscle throughout the body, and we'll just discuss the direction of its muscle fibers and its anatomical position, its insertion, its attachment, and its function in the body. Okay? So this is all about kind of balancing the internal. That way it can ultimately manifest in our physical posture and stance, so we can see it come into the external. So we have the 6 of Swords right here in the reverse. That is how that is our first clue of what needs to be brought into balance. Let's see. Okay, for our second card, so I will elaborate on the contraindications once all 3 cards are revealed. Okay, so that is how this is going to work. And this is something new that I'm trying, so you'll just have to bear with me. And this is something that I'm going to make available on my Patreon. And then we have the Death in reverse. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles upright. Okay, so excuse me, it's the Two of Swords in reverse, not the Six. These are some new cards, so I'm trying to get the camera to focus so you can see the picture. And I am trying to jive with the visual of these cards also as well. So the Two of Swords in reverse, followed by the Death card in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles upright. So what I'm sensing as far as trying to work out this something internal that needs to be brought into balance so you can have a better sense of equilibrium is this is you coming to terms with just understanding how you have felt inside that there was this sense of clarity you have been searching for, and this is something that couldn't quite be understood in the light. This was something very well hidden from you. However, this was able to be explored through you just kind of setting quiet and meditating and almost going through some sort of internal exploration through your psyche. So this is the process that actually took place in order for you to understand some sort of transformation occurring, and this is happening internally, okay? And also there is a sense of it's almost like a cleansing, a purification, if you will. There has been this this totally transformative inner energy that has been clearing out anything that needed to be disregarded. This is very much organizing mental space and allowing for new visions, new thoughts, new ideas, and a new way of almost thinking to emerge. And this is something that the body internally has been coming to grips with, and is almost, it's like you're almost in this finalization of this process, because the reversal energy is something that you've already been working on. So it's not something new that has popped up and for you to deal with or manage. This is something that has been in the works, and it's been gradual, because nothing happens overnight. So this is basically everything that I just mentioned about the Two of Swords in reverse and the Death card in reverse. This is coming to complete understanding with this process, okay? And moving into the Nine of Pentacles upright, it's only going to help kind of realize an inner strength to ground in the practical in a manner where you're gaining more self-sufficiency. So this is you able to kind of just stand in your own power in the material and be able to sustain a certain kind of living for yourself, Pisces, that is self-driven, that is self-initiated, that is self-sufficient, and that is basically creating this life that is comfortable for you, but you're doing it on your own merits. So that's what this energy is presented here as. It's you gaining a certain lifestyle, but it's one off of the own work you put in. Okay, so this was something that you basically worked for. The labor off the sweat of your own brow is what contributes to this energy. So it's nothing influenced by an outside party, so to say. This is something very self-motivated. This is something that you've worked for. This is something that you basically needed to come to grips within in order to visualize this life that needs to happen for yourself in order for you to stand in your own power and take your power back. So what this is signifying, in order to create this external balance of equilibrium and to help ground you, because if there's stuff going on inside that's very tumultuous and imbalanced, it's going to create a certain kind of effect on our physical body and the way we are influenced by the moon's gravitational pull. So if there's stuff that we need to sort out inside, it could very much throw us off our balance physically. Our posture could be very poor, and we just won't be able to get comfortable in our sitting or our, laying down, or just within our own body. There'll be this uncomfortability. Okay, so to recap, we're doing some internal work, and this has been a process, but we're clarifying and we're coming to grips with stuff that needs to be cleared out mentally. And we've been doing so because all of this is purifying and transforming the thought patterns and the way you feel about self-sufficiency, because it's leading you in. And once you just realize this within, it's going to manifest. So the Two of Swords in reverse and the Death card in reverse, cleansing and purifying the mental unclarity about what is keeping you insufficient of taking care of your business and getting grounded and really standing on your own, is something that is being looked at within and needs to be brought into balance. So this is a good sign that we're becoming aware of it, because the first step is to become aware, and then we start to address, we start to mentally pick it apart. Okay, we start to envision. Okay, and that's the reason why we have our heads in the clouds, because we need to have the vision to pull down from the clouds in order to ground. So it's not like we can't just skip that step of having our heads in the clouds. We have to be in the clouds so we can get that insight from a higher source, the divine, if you will, heaven, an ethereal connotation that enlightens us to pull that energy down and manifest, to bring into the three-dimensional down here where we exist in the body. Okay, so once we realize all of that, that's going to create a really good equilibrium, and you'll have better posture. You'll have a sense of a center of gravity. Equilibrium will be balanced out, so there won't be any kind of like motion sickness, and there won't be this uncomfortability, within your physical lounging, so to say. Okay, Pisces? So I hope that was helpful. Now we're going to move to a certain part of the anatomy, and what we're doing anatomically is covering muscles. So let's see. Let's see what kind of muscles we can talk about. because everything is leverage. If we didn't have any muscle, we wouldn't be able to have any boundaries. Or not just boundaries, but we wouldn't have any sense of contraction or leverage in anything. Okay? The muscles is what gives our bodies the ability to flex, create, and to contract, sustain. So let's start with our muscle of the legs. So we're going to start with the legs. Muscles of the leg. So the extensor digitorum longus. And that is going to be on the outer exterior of the legs. So it's going to be right here. And it's going to be more so on the top, so it's going to be not dorsal, but it will be on the surface anteriorly. So the origin of this muscle is it's going to be the upper 3/4 of the anterior surface of shaft of fibula, right here. And there's a nice golden acupoint right in this muscle also. And it's kind of like there's a tenderness to it. And it's like right below the kneecap. If you just go down like the size of your hand, you'll feel right there. It's very tender in that muscle. And if you hold, it's actually a golden acupoint. And I believe it connects with, it's either the gallbladder or the liver. So I'll have to